Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the good old fashioned solo queue, and by the title we already know we are going 6-0 like usual. And Hansel's running a unhealable damage build. I don't know if it's just his build or if, because all I know is this is my second solo facing him. My last solo I also faced him, and he legit just does unhealable damage the entire game. Like, if you do not focus him with everything you have, he will sit there and one shot you. Like, it's crazy how much damage he does. But you guys will see in this video, and it's also really annoying trying to catch him, because guess what? You got to deal with two blinks, and then you got to deal with his racial because he's playing that, and he's like a blink racial, whatever it is. It's like it's not blood elf. It's the other one. It's like it's basically the one that you'll see here. But he has that ability to get away from me. He has two blinks. He has it's just crazy. It's annoying. And I feel like my slows don't do anything. Like when I face a DK, he can legit just run away from me even with my slows on him. My slows just do not do anything, I swear. They're legit just garbage. So here we end up starting the priest because the mage is in stealth. My guy spears the mage here. I end up using my racial to gouge or groat everybody. And the reason I did that is because you want to get that off of all the targets if you can. Getting that triple gouge with all crit is you'll just start killing everything. So my warrior's popping off. Everyone's starting to pop off. I see that the paladin's in the middle. We're going to swap them. I'm going to bomb him. Instantly get his trinket. Now here I could blind the H-Pel, but usually I like just keep my bleeds until I use my death mark. I don't really like blinding. Now, personally, I mean, I'm just the type of guy that likes to set up, and I like to have everything perfect. I don't like just throwing out cooldowns in the beginning of the match. I know a lot of the rogues just go in there and use their stuff, but me, nah, it'd be alright. So I Kenny the H-Bow because he's getting low. This guy uses the Wee Yangs, tops his team up. At this point, we have to go back on the mage, and the reason we have to go back on the mage is obviously if you look at his damage, it's going up. So gotta stay on him. I blind here. This is where we get the bubble from the HPL. And honestly, he almost dies through it, but, unfortunately not. I end up vanish garroting. I wanted to garrote the healer, but obviously he had bubble, so I had nothing I can do about that one. So at this point, I could gouge the HPL, but obviously pre-sack, so you can't really do much. I could kidney the paladin, but I'm trying to save it for the mage, because I want to get his trinket. So this is where he probably will trinket. We'll see. No, he actually ends up holding. My guy gets the spear off. He ends up just bopping it. The most annoying thing. Not only can he counter me, but he counters my warrior. So that's just H-File for you. So I end up swapping H-File. He almost ends up dying here, actually. I end up gouging the priest, so he can't do anything. He gets a mini wings proc, and that was annoying. I end up running, and the reason I kited there is because I don't want to get set up on. He's DB sheeping my healer. We gotta go. So we end up hitting the H-File here, just full sending him, and he ends up getting almost toaster oven. I think he ends up dying. So yeah, we 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 actually didn't even death mark because honestly, to be fair, I thought they had a lot more cooldowns left. I don't know how he even died there. Um, but yeah, I ended up not using death mark that game, and that's what you definitely don't want to do. You obviously want to get those. It's just so hard to get death marks off versus a mage and an H pile because you have to deal with double bop, you have to deal with block from the mage, you have to deal with alter time. It's like there's so much things that will not allow you to play the game. It's irritating. But anytime you face a mage or an Ellie, usually I would go mage, Ellie, or warlock. Anytime you face any of those, go those targets. Because if you do not go those targets and they free as, they will instantly destroy your team. This guy ends up not enraging, which is actually fun because he's saving it for when I gouge him later on his burst. So he ends up reflecting. He ends up full sending it. I'm going to cheap shot the warrior before he can do any of his burst. So basically I'm stopping the spear damage. He ends up popping off right here. I use my racial to get away. I'm trying to get my growths up and get all that good stuff. He ends up disarming me. I'm not going to trinket because I'm not using anything important. The mage ends up trinketing and alter timing, which is super bad for him. He definitely should have held off on that because I was disarmed and the priest wasn't even in his line. So he kind of used his biggest defensive cooldowns for nothing. But it do what it is. I see the warrior up here by himself. I'm instantly gonna kill him, bomb him. We got everything from the warrior right there. Those small type of swaps right there can end up you getting instant cooldowns. That's why I like doing swaps. I also like triple bleeding when I can. I like to double bleed But here in this situation, I just want to get this block here. So we get second block. Perfect. Now I can use my death mark. So we're going to bleed him up. Get all bleeds. And then we just full send death mark on a blind. So I blind here. He ends up breaking it. He ends up trinketing anyway. And he ends up flopping. For some reason, I instantly kill that instantaneously. This is where we just full send him. I could vanish gouge him. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because he had his good old-fashioned undispellable stuff on him. And pretty much our burst is done. So we end up still killing him here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so he ends up dying to the priest. So that was a very healthy. And pretty much, I was super happy to have the mage. Like, RM, shaman, RM, wrestle druid, really RM anything is the best thing you can go for. It's just really good, especially when you're playing with, Hansol. He legit does the most unhealable one-shots. Like, if we weren't focusing him, he would randomly 100-0 us. So, like, you have to focus the mage. Like, if anyone's high CR that's watching this, go the mage. If you face Hansol in the future, go him. If you go him, you'll stop 10 times damage he would have done. Even though he still does unhealable damage when you're on him, you still have to go him. So here I end up sapping the HP here, and I'm gouging both of them. And we end up instantly killing him. I blind him off here because I know my mage is going to pump him. So we end up getting disperse. I end up death marking. That's a bad death mark, and the reason it is a bad death mark is because he already had disperse up, so I should have saved it for the next CC go. But we ended up getting bop there as well, so we actually got cooldowns out of that. We got dispersed, we got bop, we got a bunch of cooldowns. We got sack right there too. We're perfect. I end up killing the H-Pow here. I end up trying to kick the Master Spell. It's like, too fast. I mean, unless you like preemptively do it which is like, if you end up doing it and he just happens to cast it at that time, that's it. You're not really gonna be kicking it unless like you have a bot, like, because obviously there's bots that like kick. If you guys didn't know, we end up killing this guy. He ends up getting another bop. So with two bops here, as you can see, the mage is doing unhealable damage. He's just killing the entire team. We end up getting Daba swords, and I haven't even focused him one time this game. So, it do be like that. I end up trying to get a re. The warrior ends up actually auto-attacking me, so I can't get a re. And at this point, we're basically kinning off DR. You always want to be kinning off DR. Whenever you got it up, kinny. And if it's DR with your target and you still, it's like as you can see, we just kill him. There's nothing that you can do about it. He already used all of his defensive cooldowns. They already overlapped, and it's GG. But yeah, anytime it's off DR, get those kidneys off, and then on top of that, what you also want to be doing is you want to be looking for, if your main target's, kidney DR for like 10, 15 seconds, just kidney another target. Because you're going to have it by the time the main, your main target's DR is going to be off, you just have kidney back up. So like you want to be using those kidneys on like the healer, maybe the DPS. Usually you want to do the healer, that's extra CC, that's an extra 6 seconds on the healer of just not being able to do anything. So he ends up actually getting in combat here somehow. I don't even know how he got in combat, I'm not going to lie. I end up trying to sap him here, it doesn't work out as you can see. I end up gouging, the mage is popping off here, he's doing unhealable damage. He ended up polys me. I set up full poly because I'm too far in the match and they can't really come out in the middle and get me, so he ends up finally getting me here. Good old Fash. And at this point I just did a full Frost Nova, so I've yet to play the game yet, and I'm not going to use Cloak. He has so much stuff up right now, I don't even know how he has Alter up. So he alters back up, so now I have to run back up there. I end up just using my racial because I was like so annoyed. My restealth came up anyway, so I could have saved it, and I run into the frozen. I am so, oh my, you guys have no idea. This happens every time I face this mage or any DK. I get knocked off now. So now I get knocked off. I gotta run back up there, and I am losing it. I'm like, let me attack the target for a couple of seconds. I just wanted to hit the mage. I wanted to hit my kidney. That's all I wanted to hit, and I just could never reach him. Like, look at this. He uses racial. Now he has another blink. This is crazy. I never had somebody kite me so bad. Now this is where I'm just gonna full send death mark and kill him. He theoretically should die here. Like if my guy just spam purges him on my death mark, just kidding, he can just run away. I don't even know where he went. So this guy just legit just passed. My slow is kind of irrelevant. It doesn't matter at all. So he basically has everything he needs to peel from me. I end up gouging the H-Pow here so we get some CC off. And at this point, he's getting low, so he's out of options. He should die here, and he gets something taken out. So another easy, decently easy win. Now it was annoying, but it is what it is. You're facing a mage, it's always going to be annoying. If you don't have somebody perma purging a mage, it is the most annoying. You know, they just have so much defenses, it's crazy. And that warrior's very upset about his Laciel, and he didn't dispel my hex either. That's what I'm saying. Hansel's getting rusty, you know what I'm saying? I think he's getting a little washed up. Maybe the X-Vic is coming in. Cause guess what? When we're going 6-0 against Hansol himself, that's saying something. We're up in the league now, boys. AWC incoming. Let me play with Crusader, and we'll instantaneously win every game. So maybe that'll be in the future. Just kidding. That'd be funny. That'd be some good content for me, though. So here he ends up using a spear. He ends up missing the spear. So this is very unfortunate. And by the way, this is a 3100 lobby. So these are people that are multi-rank ones. And he missed spear. I was very sad. I'm not gonna lie. I felt really bad. Missing a spear at this CR is like missing, you know, like it's like getting your death blind or whatever. Your blind death. And trust me, I've had that happen before too. Sometimes you just don't even know, and you know. You know what I'm saying? I end up blinding here. We end up getting the shamans. Actually, we get the priest block. I could vanish sap, but he has block up. There's no point. Might as well just save the sap DR for another day. Like gouge if I need a gouge. I end up almost dying here. Like I said, these guys pump. They do unhealable damage. This guy's doing 50k a second while we're on him. So imagine if we're not on him, he just, like, we end up just one-shotting him because my guy executes him for 40% of his HP, which was awesome. And for the last game here. Now I have the mage on my team, so we're in a really good spot. Like I said, this is the best thing you get. RMP, easily the best. Now HVAL or priest. Like those two classes, god tier. So we're playing the best, like one of the best comps you can play. Especially since he's Frost and I'm Assassination, we are the best comp for like solo shuffle. This is the best. This is the dream team. This is not something to play around with. You see this comp and you already know you're losing. Because you're going to be facing the God of Moment X-Vic. And I beat everybody, so you know it is what it is. So I end up pre-feigning here just in case he tries to stun me off the bat. Because usually this warrior likes to, you know, just instantaneously stun and then go to good old-fashioned big dam. Thankfully they go my mage here, so I get the free, you know, extent of doing my damage. I end up getting feared a few times. My guy trimmers it looks like. And at this point, we're just going to be multi-bleeding if we can. Like, I don't really prioritize multi-bleeding too much, which I really need to start. Like, I do it when I can. My guy ends up breaking the blind. I was going to sap off it, but it is what it is. Thankfully, I didn't use my advantage there. And Hansol wasn't live at this point, which I don't know why. Maybe this is probably a first game or like a second game for him because I played him last match. But I feel like he's playing weird. Like his kiting ability is insane, but like his sheeps are like he really never goes for sheeps and stuff. I don't know. Like here he should sheep off the Hajj, but he doesn't. And that's a whole, you know, sheep that we need. So I end up just gouging the shaman on our goes. But I guess he's playing Frost Mage, so it's not like you have to really care about sheeping. You can kind of just PvE. Maybe that's what he's going for. Look, we end up almost one-shotting him right there without any CC, just other than a gouge. And he ends up almost one-shotting the entire team. So it's very beautiful. But at this point, we actually get triple fear here, which is actually a nice fear by the Priost. And at this point, you know, we go in, we kidney shot him, we're just full sending him, and we're going to gouge the shaman, kill grounding, gouge him, perfect CC. Now we got that instant CC, instantaneously winning us the game here in a second. Now at this point, we're just going to keep PvEing, and that's about it. I end up using my sprint there to get out of the root. I could have just killed it, but it takes too long. I'd rather not bother. I end up pre-feigning the stun here, so I stop all the double damage because you take 30% less damage. Actually, it might be 40. I don't know if they nerfed it. I don't know what Blizzard does nowadays. I end up kicking him, and then we end up killing him. So an insane kick into an insane kill. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you guys want to see in the next one. Peace to the peace. And the build will be in the description or the comments. Goodbye.